Have you ever been blindsided by a wave of fatigue in the afternoon? Your energy levels head south and suddenly just staying awake becomes a challenge. This feeling is far too common in a professional's life, and it's called the afternoon slump. Most people experience this between 1 and 3 p.m. In this video, we're going to briefly talk about the symptoms and the causes of the afternoon slump, and after that, I'll share 11 tips on how you could beat it. So let's get into it. What's up everyone? This is Brandon Hill and welcome back to my channel where we share content to help young professionals develop personally, professionally, and financially. The symptoms of the afternoon slump are things we're all too familiar with, and they include the crashing of energy between 1 and 3 p.m., frequent yawning, drowsiness, and overall fatigue, increased feeling of stress, lack of motivation, inability to remain focused, and food cravings. As for causes, the afternoon slump could be caused by a variety of things, but at a fundamental level, it could just be your body's natural physiological response. Our circadian rhythms could dictate our energy levels throughout the day, and the body tends to feel most tired between 2 and 4 a.m., and then 1 and 3 p.m. And 1 to 3 p.m. happens to be the time when people feel the most sluggish during their day. The other large factor in how you feel during this time comes down to diet and nutrition. A heavy meal at lunch that's high in carbohydrates and refined sugars could add to your slump. These food choices will spike your blood sugar and a crash will follow, taking your energy levels with it. The afternoon slump could also be caused by things such as poor sleep, staying still or sitting too long, dehydration, chronic stress, other underlying health issues, and boring or disengaging work. Now that you understand the symptoms and the causes, let's dive into the 11 tips. The first 3 tips are going to be the obvious ones. The first one is to improve your sleep quality. The second one is to take a nap during the day if you can. And the third tip is to supplement with caffeine. While these are obvious, I needed to state them because they are still things that can help you beat the afternoon slump, but what you're looking for is probably something outside of these tips that you could start implementing. And that's what the remaining 8 will share. Number 4, we have avoiding large lunches. I've found that the larger the lunch I have, the more tired I'll feel in the remainder of my day. When you eat smaller lunches, you'll feel more comfortable after, and your energy levels will remain more stable through the day. Combined with what you eat, the amount that you eat will have a big impact on your blood sugar levels. With larger meals, your blood sugar has a higher chance of spiking and then crashing. Your body requires more energy to digest and break down that food, thus taking more energy away from your day. A good rule of thumb is to eat until you're 80% full. Implementing this tip of avoiding large lunches had the greatest impact for me on beating the afternoon slump. Tip number 5 is to take walks outside after lunch and late afternoon. I'll typically take one right after lunch, and then I'll take one again later in the day at around 3:30 or 4 p.m. Movement and exercise will get your blood flowing, send oxygen to the brain, and will release endorphins and hormones that will leave you feeling energized and in a positive mood. This activity helps me walk off the meal that I just ate, gets me moving, and also helps me decompress and lower stress by getting away from my workspace for a second. An extra tip is that if you do go on a walk, do so in the sun. Sunlight on the skin can elevate your mood, help produce vitamin D for the body, and can even help improve your sleep. Tip 6 is to identify your peak productivity times and plan around them. If you know that you consistently have this drop of energy in the afternoon, identify when your peak times of productivity are and do your most intensive and challenging work during that time. For me, this tends to be in the morning when my mind is fresh and my tank of willpower is completely full. I'll structure my day with my analytical and problem-solving work in the mornings, and I'll leave my afternoons for things such as tending to emails, meetings, and other administrative tasks. Thinking ahead like this keeps me from being in a situation where I'm working on something really challenging during the period of the day where I'm most tired. Tip number 7 is to change tasks more frequently in the afternoon. So as we said, one of the causes of the afternoon slump could be boredom with your work. I've personally noticed this when I've tried to work on something like an Excel spreadsheet later in the day. After a bit of time, I find myself just staring at the sheet, not doing anything productive. And I've noticed that in the afternoons, I'll become bored with a task much more quickly than if I did that same task in the morning. So one thing you could do is to change up your tasks more frequently in the afternoon. Instead of working on a task for an hour, I might work on it for 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'll change to a different task and come back to that other one later. By doing this, you're providing a change of scenery for your mind, and you might be refreshed to work on something new than if you were to continue working on the same task for much longer. This change could be refreshing and could wake you up as you shift gears from one thing to another. Tip number 8 is to plan engaging group work in the afternoons. When you schedule your day, plan collaborative group work in the afternoons. Working with others will keep your mind engaged and prevent you from falling into a lull. The social aspect of working with others can help keep you lively through the back half of your day. So when you have the option, keep your mornings to yourself where you could get into the zone, and plan for group work and group meetings in the afternoon. Number 9 is to stay hydrated. Dehydration could be one of the reasons why your energy levels are low. The cells in your body need hydration to perform all their functions and keep your body going. Consuming a sufficient amount of water will positively impact your mood, energy levels, and provide many other benefits as well. Tip number 10 for beating the afternoon slump is eat healthy snacks. If your energy levels are low around 3 p.m., a healthy snack could give you a boost and a little bit of fuel to get you through your day. I'd define a healthy snack as one that nourishes the body, one that gives the body energy without taking away from it, such as something that could spike and crash your blood sugar levels. A quick and easy snack to keep around is a protein bar or a granola bar. Just be sure to choose one that is nutrient dense and isn't high in carbs and sugar. Stepping away to eat a small snack could help you refresh and refuel. Tip number 11 is to play energetic music. Whenever you start dozing off, throw some headphones on and play some music to help change your state of mind. You can play calming music to help trigger focus and clarity, or energetic music to amp you up. Whenever I'm tired, I'll throw on a song or two of EDM and hip hop. When I'm looking to focus, I might play a lo-fi playlist or something else with a calm and consistent beat and minimal lyrics so I could focus. The afternoon slump is an obstacle that most people out there grapple with. But you and I, we don't have time to be wasting with unproductive hours. By implementing the tips in this video, you could curb or eliminate the afternoon slump and take back those hours of your day. If this content helped you out, could you help me out by liking this video and subscribing? Because I'll provide you, a young professional, with more content to develop personally, professionally, and financially. I'll see you on the next video.